I want to be thin. Why? Because my clothes will fit, because I will look nice, and Michael Mol started talking about finding your why and eat, sleep, move. And I realized that I actually didn't want to be thin. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be fit, I wanted to be able to go for a walk, play with my kids and not 5 minutes out sit on the sidelines. It was the getting up and walking a little bit further every day. And I started setting some goals, and that mind shift of kind of not wanting to be thin anymore, but just being a healthier person, kick-started like the last 2 years of just pushing.
My health deteriorated a lot. Eventually, it got so bad that I couldn't get up out of the chair. I really struggled. And then we had the conference in the Drakensberg. We had Mr. Mol there, and one of his talks he had was, what do you like? And after that we played golf, and I realized that it's something that I've been missing for a couple of years. And I decided that I would start playing golf again. I needed to, just for myself. But obviously if you haven't exercised for a while, it's very difficult to get on the go. So I said, well, one step at a time, let's do baby steps.
So in 2018, I had a scuba diving accident and I was hospitalized with a near drowning. But they later on realized that it was actually a heart condition that I had. But at that point in time, I was very unfit, grossly overweight, and obviously a stressful corporate job. So being hospitalized with a near drowning made me realize that I have to take care of my health if I want to see my kids graduate and my husband walk my daughter down the aisle. So yeah, I started initially doing park runs, but I couldn't run at all, so it was more walking than running.
I walk the park run, and if I walk it this week, it's better than last week if I didn't do it.
I remember my first park run was probably 45 minutes of mostly walking. And then in January 2019, I set myself the goal of doing a 5K run.
I'm getting better, and it's going forward, it's going in the right direction. But for me, it's about everything I do today more than what I did yesterday is a step in the right direction.
But on the 1st of May that year, I actually did my first half marathon. It became addictive. I just felt that the more I exercised, the better I focused at work. So yeah, that's where it started. So it started with park runs.
And I set a goal of minimum of 10,000 steps a day. Some nights sitting on 9,000 and I would literally walk up and down my driveway or up and down the house, checking, okay, not there, just to make sure that I hit my goal. That if I don't meet that goal a couple of times, I'm going to end up slacking and it's going to become a thing that I used to do. But after the first week or two, it actually became a lifestyle.
I had to do a whole new life change basically. And I decided to use Discovery to assist me.
So even when I travel, I do my planning to get to my 300 points a day, at least 3 times a week to achieve my Discovery target. Fortunately,
my son was still in living with us, and we started to go to the gym every now and then when I felt like it.
I think it becomes so part of your DNA. I would never have been able to do this if it was just myself. So it's pretty much a husband and wife combination, especially if it's a couple doing it together or a mother and child. So it's definitely easier if you train with somebody in your family or a friend, because then you encourage one another to get up, especially in the winter when it's cold outside.
The motivation wasn't there, obviously, and it took a while before I really started catching on to small incremental changes. After a year or so, it only started paying off dividends, not immediately.
I kept myself motivated by keeping that eat, sleep, move sort of written down somewhere, anywhere. That and the way I used to feel. After a while of being healthier, I felt better. I would think back to waking up and feeling sluggish. My kids enjoy me more. I'm not, as my kids would call me, a dragon when I get home. So I feel a lot more carefree with them. I'm happy to run up and down in the park with them. Now I will go and push them on the swings. It's helped a lot.
For me, the Everest in the last 3 years of my journey, I was able to walk 18 holes of golf last week for the first time in about 15 years. I struggled to walk 9. So that for me was was the great moment. For me, the plus or the upside is the fact that I'm playing golf again. It's getting out on the course, it's walking. The bonus is being able to hit the ball and get a score.
Answer the question probably in a different way. So many people might not know that I was diagnosed with stage 1 cancer in February of this year, and I had surgery in April. But it was important for me, between being diagnosed and having the surgery, I still did the Cape Town cycle tour and I completed the 2 Oceans Half Marathon, because I believe that if you want to take care of yourself, it's a combination of a healthy lifestyle. It's a mental, spiritual, it's a big journey. When something like stage 1 cancer is being diagnosed, I now feel confident that my body is physically in a better space to deal with the upcoming surgery than if I was overweight. So be proactive, start with your journey now, right? Get your body in a much better condition. Should something cross your path in the future, then your body is already physically in a much better position to deal with upcoming surgery.
You don't need to do 5Ks. Walk around the house.
Start with a challenge of 1 kilometer a week. Start in small pockets.
If you can walk 5 more steps than you walked yesterday, it's a start.
It's once more than what you did yesterday. And then build on that.
Compete against yourself.
You're not pleasing other people. You're pleasing yourself.
Don't worry about everybody else doing 25 Ks a week. Even if you do 1 kilometer a week, it's much better than if you did nothing.
Do what you want to do. And just be better than what you were yesterday.
Just one day at a time.